Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that we don't want
Hello, hello,
that.
hello.
Hello. Right.
Welcome.
Welcome to the first episode of Theatre Tea Time. I'm Isaac.
Yes. And I'm Ryan, and today we're going to be talking about the new era of
The new
musicals.
age. Yeah.
How
So,
very
how
exciting.
very? Okay. So, what are we going to talk about, Ryan? Care to tell?
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to start by looking at TikTok and its influence on the new musical era.
Ooh.
We're
Okay.
also going to look
Okay.
at how most of the new musicals are adapted from films, Isaac,
Mhm.
aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we're also going to flip that around and have a look at some of the musicals that are adapted from stage two film, aren't we,
Okay.
Isaac?
Yeah. We are. We are.
And then
And
you've also been DMing your theatre confessions in, so we're
I
going to be
have.
having a
Yeah.
little read
We're going
through
to
some of
be
them.
having some tea sipping on the theatre confessions later on in the show. And further on from that, we're going to be looking at some concept albums, and we're going to be talking about new musical work, and then the rise of coming of age musicals and stunt casting. So let's get right into it, and I think we'll take it away with the big subject at hand: musicals on TikTok.
TikTok. Are you an avid TikTok user, Isaac?
Uh, Shamefully, I'm going to say yes. I'm not the funniest TikToker by a long shot, but I'm an avid user, I'd have to say. What about you?
Avid. No, I normally just watch them, and every now and again, as I'm scrolling through, I hear this one little song from Six, or Beetlejuice, or
Oh, yeah.
Hamilton's a new big one,
Yeah.
or
Mm-hmm.
Heathers. It seems like lots of people on TikTok have
Mm.
started to use lots of different musical tracks and songs for their humour. Isn't that correct, Isaac?
Well, that's something we're just gonna have to discuss, really. So, where should we go from there?
Let's let's start. So, what do you think? Right. So I was scrolling through today,
Yeah.
scrolling through my TikTok as
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do, because I've got nothing else better, and I see a bit of Hamilton on there. See this TikTok where people like TikTokers share their like analytics of genders who watches their videos,
Oh, right. Okay.
and then they have the TikTok when it's they have more females watching. They have the "We're reliable with the ladies" from
Oh, okay.
Hamilton. I saw that one
Clever.
today.
Clever. Clever.
New one. What do we think then about musicals being on
On
TikTok? Do we think
TikTok.
it's good?
Well, well. I mean, personally, yeah. But well, yes, in a nutshell. But I guess what I'd have to say about that is, you do get people, people probably like us who would incorporate musicals on TikTok because they like musicals or they have some sort of connection to them like we do. But then you got people who, let's say, use it in their use musical soundtracks in their TikToks, maybe because someone popular does it, or like people listen to a song from Six and they're like, oh, that's the TikTok song, when in reality, no,
Yeah,
it's not. It's a musical, and they
I
don't know that.
saw. Have you ever heard of Inside Edition?
No, what is it?
They're like a little news channel. It's not great content, but there's this one video on Presley Ryan. She plays
Lydia and Beetlejuice.
Lydia, yeah, in
Yeah, yeah.
Beetlejuice on Broadway, and
Hmm.
they followed her around, which what happened to be like closing night
Yeah.
of the show, of just like a day in the life. And she was saying how when people walk past the Winter Gardens or see her, they're like, "Oh, that's the TikTok musical."
Oh, damn. Well, I mean,
I mean,
if you think about it, I mean, she does do a lot of TikToks, in her spare time, and like when she has a gap in a show or something. You've seen the ones with Alex Brightman, haven't you? She
yeah,
goes in a
they
costume and
do the
everything.
little, and they recreate like the songs on the soundtrack.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, maybe that's what got it a bit of traction. But then, if that gets reposted, and then I don't know, someone sees that TikTok with Presley Ryan, but then they go on like they scroll past a few more, and they see one with like the same soundtrack. They'll at least know it's from a musical, but
Yeah,
it might be in a different context. So you've got people who know where it comes from, but then you do have some people who might not, get the origin of it.
yeah, and I think
Oh,
sometimes,
we have got a
sometimes,
follower, SMML16. Hello. I don't know if I can pronounce
thank you
your name,
very
but hello.
much,
Thank
thank
you for
you.
following. Brilliant.
Um, we do have. What was I saying? Yeah, we do have like people and these theatre kids
Yeah.
who are always. Don't want to say looked down on, but they're always their little niche.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
so we always have theatre kids in their little niche, and then I heard a story the other day. Someone was telling me, but I don't remember who, that they were in like the car once with their friends, and they were like, "Oh, you pick the song, but don't make it a musical song." And
Oh,
then they went,
yeah.
do you know what? I'll just do it. And then they played Six. The I think I'm a 10 amongst you
Oh,
three.
oh, you
What's that
wanted
one?
to, wanted to,
Oh, you want it?
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, yay and nay, because now, like musicals, especially Six, because Six is essentially a concert musical,
yeah.
and it's good that these new songs are becoming more like mainstream on TikTok.
Mm,
But then you also have this is a show. This isn't just music.
mm,
This is also like a performance.
yeah,
But people that gets ignored on TikTok, I think, a
yeah.
lot.
Oh, sorry, just gonna say hello. I'm Simona. Love the Hamilton GIF when someone follows. Thank you, Simona. We're glad you like it. I was up till
Thank you
5
very
a.m.
much.
trying to figure out how they work.
You literally were. I was
There's no
getting
word of a lie. I
Snapchats in the
snapped him
morning.
at 5 a.m. in the morning. He was asleep, and I was like, "Look what I did! It's the Hamilton
Look
GIF
at
when
my
someone
cool
follows."
Hamiltonness.
And honestly,
Yeah.
so yeah, we're glad you like it because yeah, a lot of time was spent
Thank
on
you
that.
very
So
much for
thank you very
tuning
much,
in.
Simone. Right, you were saying so yeah about the Six
Yeah,
being
so it's good that these new tracks are people know them and can listen to them now. But
yeah,
you have this show, the cast, the creative
mm,
and directs, and that's something that's also I think looked past a lot. We were going to talk about stunt casting a bit later on in the show,
yeah, yeah,
but it's also looked past the fact that there's crew, directors, cast,
mm,
and sorry, like backstage and press staff
yeah,
as
yeah, yeah,
well.
yeah.
That's always looked past as well, and especially I think in TikTok, it's just about
True.
this is the singer's voice.
But at the end of the day, you know, at least it gets that musical the recognition that it kind of deserves.
Yeah,
Even if they're not aware it's a musical, at least they're safe in the knowledge that there's people who enjoy it, basically.
yeah.
I mean, that's the same. I mean, obviously, Beetlejuice 6, we've got Hamilton, like you said, and I've seen one from Heather's as well. Like,
Is that big fun?
yeah, big
The
fun.
frogs are
Dang, dang, diggity,
gone.
dang, yeah, that's one.
Oh, but that one. See, that's the thing. I've seen that one, and they do the little dance,
Yeah,
whatever that is. So that makes me think the Heather's one. Heather's is quite a niche show anyway.
it is. Mm.
So that makes me think Heather's maybe is more recognised as a musical on TikTok, whether other than just the TikTok sound.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely, because that's the thing. Heather's is quite it's got quite, how do I say it? Like a cult status. So you've got people who it's quite. So if you look on TikTok, if you find a TikTok with a Heather's soundtrack applied to it, it will normally be like a cosplay video or something. Like it's got
Yeah,
that kind of following. Do you know what I mean?
cosplay videos are a lot more as well, aren't they?
They're a
I
lot more
see. I
common
scroll
now.
through, and obviously on my For You pages,
Yeah,
musical theatre and all that, and I see everyone dressed up as like Frozen and all that.
yeah,
um, and like cosplaying and having duets with them as well. And also, musicals are getting more recognition as well because there's people that duet songs now,
definitely. Yeah,
and
yeah.
they duet them. So I haven't seen. I don't. Well, I'm not a massive TikTok nerd, but I haven't seen like any big TikTok stars do it yet. So
Yeah, maybe.
maybe that's the
Maybe.
way.
So that's TikTok, I guess. I mean, anything? Dare we say anything else about TikTok before people
Don't we
start?
say? Don't we say anything before I get hurt?
Yeah.
Complaining about TikTok. I don't want to be hurt.
What has life come to? We're just spending our days sitting alone, just talking about
We're in a
TikTok.
national lockdown, quarantine, pandemic, and we're talking about
Mad.
musicals on
Mad.
TikTok. So you know what? We're living the best life, I
Yeah.
think.
Right. Should we move on then?
Let's move on.
Oh,
Right.
Beans Girl 20.
What-
Hello.
Beans Girl 20.
Brilliant.
Everyone
Do you
loves
like beans though? I love beans.
Everyone's got to love some beans.
Love a bit of beans
Thank
in
you,
my
Beans
life.
Girl.
Okay. Right. So I guess next thing we've got on the list is to talk about musicals adapted from films. So
Yeah.
musicals that have had some sort of source material from a moving picture of some sort.
How exciting. I think good because you get loads of good musicals out of it. For example, Kinky Boots, Waitress, 9 to 5, Beetlejuice, of course, King Kong, SpongeBob the musical. Well, we'll talk about SpongeBob in a minute. And Hairspray, which, if I'm correct, came from like a normal film,
I
and
don't
then
know
they
about
made the
Hairspray.
musical, and then the musical film.
Yeah,
I think there's two
I'm not
films on
quite
it.
sure. I haven't listened to Hairspray much, so I don't know about the history. Oh,
But
Simone says, "What's your go-to musical?" Now that you're talking about musicals, what's your go-to?
my go-to musical.
Yeah,
What a question. At the
It's-
moment, do you know what? I was listening to a little bit of Les Mis earlier.
really. Well, you know, as you
I
can see,
was.
I've just joined the French Revolution behind me, so I'm kind of
I
getting
do
the
also
Les Mis
have
vibe
my
right
Les Mis top on. That was by coincidence.
now. I've got your well, I've got the same hoodie, but that's a
Yeah.
story for another stream,
That's a story
maybe.
for another stream, I think.
Anyway, but yeah, Les Mis
But we were
is
saying
good. Lame is fine.
Musicals adapted from films.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're normally really good if they're like not from films but like TV shows as well.
Mhm.
They normally already have that audience that want to watch it.
Yeah.
But there's always the musical and one that kind of flops as well, which I was
Ooh.
thinking about earlier.
What was
with
the? Yeah. What kind of
with
flopped in your
Fame.
opinion?
I don't think Fame flopped. I think it's just not recognised as a great musical.
It's all about, I think, for me anyway, it's all about the message it gives off. So if the message isn't that
Yeah.
sort of relevant, then that's when it tends to sort of swoop down a bit. But of course, if something happens that makes the message more relevant, then it tends to build itself back up a bit. So, oh, Beans Girl 20 is following. Thank you, Beans Girl.
Yes,
And
Beans
we've got
Girl.
the Hamilton GIF of the high five, which I'm very proud of. Thank you very much.
Yes,
I love
love
seeing that.
that.
Brilliant. So
Um,
yeah,
so
all
we have
about
yeah.
yeah.
It's I think there's something there's a name for it because you know you have like the golden age of Broadway,
Yeah, I mean,
and then there's a name for the one now, but I can't remember because a
really?
lot of musicals on the West. There is. I heard it the other day. I don't remember what it is, but a lot of these musicals because on you look on the West End, like not just at the moment,
Yeah.
but like a couple of years ago, you've had Waitress, Kinky Boots, 9 to 5, Beetlejuice on Broadway, King Kong on Broadway, SpongeBob on Broadway, and Hairspray's coming back. Well, next year I think it is now.
Oh wow, okay.
But a lot of these musicals, because they're adapted from films, they have that niche market already, and it makes me think. Currently in the musical theatre world of writing, not that I know much about that, there's kind of a lack of original material.
Interesting. Oh, Simone says she was supposed to stage manage Fame, but then Corona happened.
Oh,
Damn. So what is that like like a sort of local production or like amateur or? Wow, damn. That's
we've got a stage manager.
we've got a stage manager in the chat. Brilliant. Wow, we're moving up.
Moving up in the world, if you can
Yeah.
manage
So
our stream. I don't know
wow,
what I'm saying.
brilliant. So that's the thing. I mean, it's quite honestly, if you go to like the West End, well, obviously not now since everything's in lockdown, but if you go down
Awkward.
and have a look at see what musicals are on, it's quite apparent that the story of each musical, every almost every musical has some sort of source material. Like Heathers, yeah.
Be More Chill's book, isn't
Be
it?
More Chill.
Not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is a book.
Oh, got a little book there.
Little flex
Cheeky
there.
little plug.
Do you like a bit of Be More Chill? Just dropped my card there.
Oh,
Right.
there you go. Right.
Yeah. So, Beetlejuice. Obviously, it's a film. So I think obviously the one that springs to mind at the moment is Dear Evan Hansen because that was written completely for stage. But that's
was it what completely?
Well, yeah, it was written. I'm pretty sure it was written for the stage, and then
because they wrote the musical for the stage, and then they made the book, didn't they?
Yeah, they based the book off the musical.
Is there a film coming out as well?
There is a film.
Branching into the next point.
It was confirmed by Warner Brothers, I think, and they're going to have Ben Platt play Evan Hansen, so it's the real deal.
I heard something about Ben Platt playing him in the film, but I don't know. Was that actually confirmed?
Yeah, apparently so. I think the same company, Warner Brothers, they're also they've confirmed Be More Chill to get a movie. Don't know about the cast though.
I know The Prom is James Corden's in The Prom. I don't know who he plays.
Is he really? That's
so I don't know much about The Prom.
The Prom.
I have no idea because I don't know loads about it, to be honest. But
right.
West Side Story is
Cool.
with Ansel. I can't say his name, but the guy from Fault in Our Stars.
Okay.
Jamie with Noah Thomas as Jamie. Noah Thomas is in the West End.
Jamie.
Max Harwood is Jamie.
Oh yeah. I saw that.
Everybody's talking about Jamie. In the Heights.
Oh yeah,
the
trailer came out. That looked. I watched the trailer for it. I've never properly listened to it, but it does look like something good, worth watching.
See, with the films coming out, the films are a bit more mainstream, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
So when they get the film out, they at the local theatre. Hopefully it'll be rebooked.
I'm sure Fame. Yeah, definitely. It's got to be. You cannot cancel Fame.
We love a bit of Fame.
We do.
I can't remember the music teacher's name, but I played him. Little flex there, whatever the music teacher's man is.
Okay, Mr. Big Shot.
It's the Big Shot, background character 5, basically. But yeah, with the new films coming out, it makes it a bit more busy in the West End, and more people want to go and see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but when I was introduced, the first time I was introduced Les Mis, we booked tickets to see the actual production when it was on tour, but then I was my parents sat me down and they were like, "You are going to watch the film," and I was like,
I remember you telling me that.
"Yeah." So we watched the film and then I was like, "Okay, yeah." Like I didn't think the film was fantastic. Like it had a few flaws, but I did.
Yeah.
I got the gist of it and I got the gist of the story and I really sort of got into it. And then of course when we went to see it in about a week's time,
It makes you want it more, like it more, and appreciate it more.
exactly, yeah, because you understand it and you can fully like immerse yourself within it, and then it just gets you into it.
Because I feel like that's something everyone, well, I say everyone, lots of people do before they go. They listen through to like the
Yeah, definitely.
soundtrack of the show before they go and see it, so they know what's going to happen.
Yeah, we've got someone here saying so many films, so many musicals are about to be movies. Looks exciting, but the film's got to be good to touch the expectations.
Yes,
I think
that's
so.
very true.
It's got a lot to live up to.
Cats.
Cats, that. Oh dearie me.
I was really excited to watch Cats because I don't know much about it. I've never watched the same musical. I haven't even listened to it apart from the first song, which I didn't really like. And I was excited to see the film because I was like, oh, if I'm ready to get into the film and then get into the show. Then everyone was like, oh,
what happened with
no,
Cats? And
this
guy who made Cats like directed Les Mis.
Tom
so
Hooper.
What happened? Tom Hooper, yeah. What happened?
It's a bit of. It was. I don't really know. There was like a picture or a frame with Judi Dench. It was Judi Dench, wasn't it? Missing her like cat hands.
Yeah,
it's
she
just
was in
her
it. She
human
was in it.
hands. Yeah. James Corden was in it as well, wasn't he?
Oh god, yes he was.
James Corden's in everything. Into the Woods, that's another one.
Yeah, definitely.
Keeps talking about that.
Right, sort of. God, what were we talking about before we start talking about James Corden?
Musicals. Musicals adapted from films.
From films.
And how there's a lack of original writing material. In the West End, apart from Dear Evan Hansen.
I mean, well, that's
and
the
the
thing.
Prom. Is the Prom based on anything?
I don't think so. I think it might have been the musical, then the book.
I didn't know there was a book.
There is a book.
I don't know. Prom sounds good though.
Phantom of the Opera is based off something.
Yeah.
Hamilton is an interesting one because it's an original piece of work, but it was just taken out of like a biography of.
So I think
Hamilton's.
Hamilton. So if we're talking about the new age of musicals, I think Hamilton's one of the best examples.
Yeah, how so?
I'll tell you how so, Isaac. I'm glad you asked.
Oh well.
Because you have this new style of musical, like rap and style of music. It's this new rap style which brings it to this. If we want to get musicals to be more mainstream, and also it's on TikTok as well. So we're talking.
Yeah, TikTok.
So rap makes it a bit easier to connect with the young people these days and the youths.
Yeah.
And also the casting of it is, I think, casting of it, especially after what we've seen in the last few days, is really important because it's not about race or anything like that. It's about the story.
Definitely.
And I think that's one of the best things about Hamilton, the casting of it. It's, at the end of the day, these are people pretending to play hundreds of year old people.
Exactly. And like, you know, the job technically of an actor is to step into the shoes and make interpretations on that person or character and try to externalize their feelings and intentions. So I mean,
because it's based on a true story, but you're not watching George Washington recruit Hamilton.
Exactly, yeah. You're obviously not watching George Washington drop a Sweet 16 bars around, so you know. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's quite a good example. That being said, though, the film that, you know, Hamilton's supposed to release on July 3rd, it's not
the recording.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not like it's a recording, but how do I sort of get this across? A film kind of implies that, you know, it's a big production, you know, like set pieces, camera, you know, like big actors, but it's more or less the recording of the Broadway show. So while I think that's authentic, it's an interesting take on the term film because of the implications.
You say that, and then we go to, I don't know if have you watched Newsies, the pro shoot?
I haven't.
There's a behind the scenes of it, and they've literally got all these big cranes in, because Jeremy Jordan as well is pretty famous. So you got like a big name in, and they've got massive extra cast, these massive set pieces, and loads of cameras in a week of shooting.
Yeah.
So we've also got that element of it's actually also a film. You can't actually see this in this stage. And also Newsies is based on a film as well.
Is it really?
Yeah. I think yeah, it is. It's based on the film Newsies, the Disney one.
Hamilton's going to be PG though. Yeah, that's the thing. Hamilton was given PG, and I imagine that's because they don't want to give it too high an age rating, because at the end of the day, it's a historical story
Disney.
about American
And it's on
culture,
Disney
and
Plus,
it's on
isn't
Disney.
it?
Yeah, exactly. So as
Am
long...
I right in saying that I heard they're gonna bleep out all the swearing?
No, they're not. They're not. It's gonna be the full on.
Maybe that was just something on
Yeah,
Twitter
no,
I read.
I would not be happy. I'd be fuming at that. But no, I think they don't want it too high because, you know, at the end of the day, American kids sort of need to watch that because it's
and they want to make money.
and they want to make money, of course. The most amount of people need to, you know, watch this because it's all about the money these days.
The day Hamilton announced, or like the company Disney announced that Hamilton was coming on July 4th, I think everybody I knew told me.
Oh, 1Z
Like, within the
Triple
first
P
10
is now
minutes.
following. Sorry to interrupt you there, but
Oh,
hello.
thank you very much.
Welcome.
1Z Triple B.
1Z Triple
What
P.
a name.
What a name, I know. We're getting all these funny names. Beans Girl 20, S Minimal 16, and 1Z PPP. Are you trying to get me to say PP? I don't know, but well done. You succeeded.
PPP. That's the most unfunny thing I think I've ever said.
Yeah, well, you know, we're going to be doing this every week, so
myself.
deal with it.
That sounds weird.
Okay.
Right. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
We've seen on the West End Broadway with Proof, Waitress, Kinky Boots, Beatrice, King Kong is Exception, and Hairspray. That musicals
they
adapted
made us said it.
From...
Well
Oh,
done. Well done.
Well done. Congratulations.
You did it. Congrats.
PPP.
You said it again. Right. Okay.
Yeah, I know. So we know with Proof that musicals from films work. Musicals from TV shows don't necessarily work.
Oh, okay. Okay. Elaborate.
With Fame. Fame was a TV show, or was it a film?
I don't know, because I do recall it having a TV show, but I don't know what.
I'm gonna say it's a TV show, but if I'm wrong,
don't hold us to that, because we're like.
And SpongeBob.
Yeah, they made the musical out of SpongeBob. That was actually
I wish.
Good. King Kong
The
does
Eric
count.
does
The Eric
make
makes it count. Yeah.
The Eric.
The Eric.
Oh, I love the Eric.
That was a great day.
That was
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, we went on a trip to New York, and we had a stage combat class booked, and we didn't know who our instructor was until he walked in the door, and he was the lead in King Kong, and for any Be More Chill fans, he played the Squip in the original production. So we were like so starstruck, but we had to hold it together. That was just such a crazy day. But yeah, it was brilliant.
I just remember him walking into the room and just seeing your face just go,
I was trying hard not to have a heart attack. I was like, I tried so hard not to scream, honestly. It was mad.
You screamed quite loud in my ear.
I did scream quite a little bit, yeah. But
there's a little video of you somewhere fighting him.
That was fun. That was fun. But yeah.
But SpongeBob.
Did you get to see King Kong? Yes, we did, actually. We did. Yeah, we when was it? We had the stage combat class with Eric Morris.
It was late.
It was the day after that.
I think it was the next day, yeah.
It was the day after, because that day we
King Kong was so good.
We had the stage combat class, and we saw Dear Evan Hansen that day, and then the next night we saw King Kong. It was really good.
Literally.
My friend John was Kong. Oh, really? Really? Like, as in, was he in the production? I mean, if so, like, props, because that is... I feel quite starstruck now. We've got connections in the stream right now.
Got those them connections. He's a puppeteer. The puppeteers.
Yeah, there was
were amazing.
He's the puppeteer and voice. John Hosh. Let's Google him.
Give him a little Google.
Let's give him
it was amazing. The next day we met. Don't know what his name was, but he was. Well, we did a musical theatre workshop for King Kong.
Yeah.
and
And a stage. No, we didn't have a. Yeah, we had a stage combat class taught by the lead for King Kong, but
yeah,
then we had a music.
the next day we had a musical
The next day we
theatre
had a
class
musical
about
theatre
King Kong
class, and that was literally from King Kong. So that
because
was.
we learned the
It was like
song and
the
dance.
sailor song, yeah.
Oh, the ocean's unforgiving, and we barely make a living, so we pull up on our rigging with a spree. Let's
have
stop.
a look. God, he's got a massive resume.
Get
New
them
York
connections
Theatre.
in the stream. That's what I like to see.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, I'm so jealous. We've got big Broadway connections in the chat right now. That's brilliant. He's got a lot of friends in the industry. Well, if you know anyone
if
who
you wanna
needs
slide
two
them up.
actors, we are perfect. We're perfectly trained. We've got
School
maybe not
production
perfect-
experience.
We've got school experience. We'll be just sign us up anyway.
Sign us right up. Bring him in. Bring him onto the show.
Yeah, come on. No. Right, okay. So, we're talking about King Kong. So we did have that musical theatre workshop, and we learnt the little dance, which is brilliant. I still remember every bit of that dance.
Jazz likes
Twitch. Hello, Jazz. You're 1 degree of separation from a lot of people now. Yes! That's 1 degree more than everyone else. That's 1 degree up the ladder. 1 degree up the ladder.
1 degree is a lot.
It's a lot in the theatre industry, so we will take that.
It's enough for me.
Yeah,
I can take that.
I'm satisfied with that. Okay.
Shall we move on to the midpoint of the show? One I'll be very looking forward to.
Jazz likes Twitch. Thank you for following, and we've got the Hamilton GIF, which I'm in love with. Okay, right.
So we asked loads of people to, and I can't say this anonymously.
Anonymously.
That send in some theatre confessions, and we got quite a lot of responses. I'd like to think
we did. Yep. So I'm gonna read them anonymously.
Let's have a little read through. See what you think in the chat.
Okay, I've picked out a few which I think are quite interesting, to say the least. Let's start with this one here. Okay, this one's a big one, but just listen to it and then you'll get the gist of it.
Okay, let's tune in.
Okay. Once I auditioned for the role of Tallulah in Bugsy Malone. I loved that role. From the moment I watched the film, I was like, this is the role for me. So I auditioned and thought it went really well. A song was pretty much in my range, and playing the character felt so natural and real. It was so much fun auditioning, and I find those situations so stressful. I don't want to sound overconfident, but I just really thought the role was a perfect fit for me. So we waited for the cast list to come out, and a couple of weeks later it did.
Happening?
I didn't get Tallulah, I got Tilly, one of Tallulah's girls. Do you want to know who got Tallulah? The director's daughter.
Oh no!
She ended up playing the role pretty well, but a lot of it seemed forced. It really knocked my self-esteem, and now I get 10 times more nervous before auditions. That hurts.
I hate that.
Because,
I hate that.
Yeah.
It's just annoying. You've worked so hard for those, and then you get like your busy mate, like the teacher or director, or whatever's like.
And I get what she means by not sounding overconfident, but when something's in your range and you feel like you can resonate with it really well, you just know. And that's the thing, because it does happen, in schools when you put on like
teachers' favourites.
Teachers' favourites, exactly. We've had a fair share of those, definitely.
Yeah.
But
that's another story.
That is another story we'll tell in one of the next episodes. But yeah, it's a shame, honestly, because it's good to hear that she was all right for it, but then it's just deep down when you're like one of the main characters.
It's that feeling of you feel like you've done really well, but then it's nah.
But then it's not that I mean, I'm sure Tallulah's. I don't know because I'm not really a Bugsy Malone,
I don't know.
Brainiac.
See, I feel like a fake theatre fan right here.
Yeah. Oh god, fake theatre fans. I mean, that's actually I will say, what. Okay, I'm just going to throw this question out before the next one. What is a fake theatre fan? Because people can be into like Heathers or like Hamilton or like one of the newer musicals, and people will call them a fake theatre fan. And I'm not sure, because if you're into theatre or musical theatre or whatever, that automatically makes you a fan, no matter what it is, as long as it's a piece of theatre of some sorts. So I
think you should hold that thought to next week's episode. The
Oh
battle of the
yes, that's
fans.
right. We're going to be talking about fans next week, and that will be, I'm sure, very interesting.
It'll be a
Um,
very juicy
shall we
conversation.
hop on to another confession? I
Let's
think.
hear some more confessions. I like
Okay.
them.
Okay. No, this one relates to what we were talking about earlier. Um,
Go
I've
on,
never
hit me with
listened
it.
to Wicked or Beetlejuice in their entirety, and I just smile and nod whenever I see memes about them. I mean, so
I've
they've never
listened
listened
to
to
Wicked
Wicked or
entirely.
Beetlejuice, and when they see memes about them, you just sort of take it in, and you're like, okay. I mean,
I think that's fine
yeah,
because not every musical's for everyone.
I know, aren't you know,
Like Waitress has this massive review, everyone loves it, but for
mm,
me, it's just kind of fine,
yeah,
and I don't get the hype with it.
it depends because not everyone likes every single musical, and that's the whole thing about
Yeah,
being a fake fan. I mean, yeah, you can love every musical you want, but then even if you like a select few, you still enjoy theatre, So
yeah.
it's all right because sure you might not see Wicked or Beetlejuice, but then you just look, I don't know,
You're
look
gonna
at
go see something else.
something
You're
else
still
and then
supporting
enjoy
the
that.
industry, and you
Exactly,
enjoy it.
exactly. Right, let's.
Good one, that. Good little confession. I enjoyed that.
I enjoyed that as well. Ooh, okay, 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 okay. Ooh. So if we've still got our stage manager in the chat, this one's for you. Right, this one says, "Hey, I'm not exactly sure how to do this, but I guess here's an anon confession. Right, I'm an assistant stage manager, and I have a massive crush on one of the actors, but I'm pretty sure he has yet to notice me. Now that's the thing, showmances. When they happen,
Showman.
Tish goes down,
There is
way down.
so much drama.
I know, most of it unnecessary, but it happens. It just happens. So, like, especially because it's the relationship between the cast and the crew. I mean, on the outside it might not look like much, but the
Mm.
actors really do rely on the crew at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, what happens without
I
stage managers? We love you.
yeah.
Um,
Don't really know what to say for that one, if I'm being honest. A bit lost for words.
yeah, just sort of like, any thoughts about it, or just
I just don't know. It's
I mean,
hard.
it's also that unrequited love. That's a very dramatic thing in itself.
Yeah. And
But
at the end of the day, right, there's this whole thing of this separation between stage managers, assistant stage managers, whatever, and actors.
yeah,
And at the end of the day, when the show's over,
mm,
you're just all people.
yeah, and you're only human as well. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So, but it's where do you draw the line where it gets to your professionalism
Yeah.
and your
There needs to be that gap between
exactly. Yeah.
professionalism,
Usually,
and
showmances are short-lived
that.
trysts. Yeah, they are very
Oh yeah,
short-lived.
they are.
Very
They
short-lived,
really
as
are.
we know.
We
But
know
it
all
does
about
happen.
them.
We
Not
do.
personally. Not
No,
personally.
sadly,
Disclaimer.
we're staying clear of that at the
Forever
moment.
alone.
But definitely
But yeah,
short-lived.
there's so much drama in
I'd
like a
love to tell you a
high
million
school.
stories about the showmances
Yeah,
we've seen, and we
I feel
might.
like we can't though. Maybe future episode.
Maybe a future
But I feel
episode we'll talk
like
about this.
there's always so much drama in a show week.
A lot. A lot.
There is.
Yeah.
Right, let's hear some more
Right,
confessions.
let's
Here are a
get a
couple
new one
more.
out.
Thanks for all tuning in so far as well. Thank you very much.
Okay, yeah, this one's interesting.
Glad you enjoyed.
During the quintet in West Side Story, a mic was left on backstage and cat noises started booming through the auditorium. Leaving mics on backstage.
Or just mics in general.
I know, they are a bugger to deal with. It's mad.
Just hearing when you're watching a show, or there's maybe we'll play a clip at some point of this from Greece. So we were in a production of Greece together. But when mics are left on by accident, because it happens, everyone's human, there's mistakes, whatever. But you just hear things going on backstage, and I'm going on to this story a little bit. You know the one, I think. We had loads of little kids in the audience. Now, for little kids watching Grease, that's a bit weird anyway,
Yeah.
let's be honest.
Very weird.
And then someone said something, I probably shouldn't say it on the stream, but they walked off saying something in the wings, trying to look for their pyjamas for the next scene. I can just imagine all the little kids' faces watching the show.
Basically, yeah. Wow, well, they were like middle school kids because they lived like in the local area, so they got to come and see the show. So there must have been about what, 12, 11?
150, Oh, they would have been, yeah, 11, 12.
11, 12.
Jazz likes Twitch. That's very true, I think.
Showmances are okay as long as it doesn't cause drama, which could. Well, yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. But how do you, like we said, where do you draw that line from your
yeah.
professionalism to your person? You know, like your
I read a
humanity?
theatre confession the other day, which was like it was like a Romeo and Juliet scenario, and then Juliet was just in the dressing room. Romeo came in and said we're breaking up 5 minutes before curtain.
Ouch.
That's
Ouch.
that's not drawing line before being professional. The show comes first at the end of the day.
Yeah, the show
You're
does
working
come
on a
first.
show.
I don't care. Like, you know, you can have a million things going on. Well, obviously, don't. If it's that extreme, maybe okay.
Yeah.
Like depending on, because obviously we don't know what's going on with
The
every
show
single
always
person.
comes first, and you can't put.
Exactly.
Sometimes you can't put your personal feelings above the work. I think that's a good way of putting it.
Okay.
Right, let's have another theatre confession. I like these.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do a stream someday just reading them. That'd be quite good. Maybe in a couple of weeks.
Ooh,
Get some
okay.
gold dust.
Okay. Right. Here's one more. So there's this person in my trope. I don't know what that word is. That is super stuck up and talks behind everyone's backs. They seem to just want to do theatre for popularity and authority and tend to complain when other people get positions they want. It's incredibly frustrating to see on a day-to-day basis. Ugh. Yeah, that's the thing. What do you do when you just don't like someone?
The same thing.
Yeah.
We definitely are. Again, not something that should be said on the stream, being recorded. But yeah, the show comes first. But I think when, obviously I can't say because I'm not in the industry, but once you get in, you have all like the bitchy drama girls go.
You do.
Because they're not good enough.
All guys, you know.
All guys, yeah.
Oh, we've got a confession from one of the chat members here. Okay.
Can you read it out for
Let's
us?
read it out. Okay. Back when I did community theatre, we had all sorts of nightmare situations, including a set falling on an actor, someone falling into an orchestra pit, and the glass from a lighting instrument breaking and falling onto someone. The glamorous life in showbiz.
Glass is bad to have on stage.
No.
I did a show in summer, and it was like a showcase type thing, and we did a little bit from Waitress. And we had it was our Saturday matinee before closing, and we had like the coffee things, like the jugs.
Yeah.
Made completely of glass, and it's put on the bar set. Anyway, blackout, whatever. It's being moved off, and it falls off and smashes on the stage. And this is like midway through Act 1. So it goes into a Mean Girls section next. We have our stage manager grabs a broom, like just pretending to be in Mean Girls, sweeping up the glass. Personally, I think the show could have stopped, seeing as there was glass all over.
Yeah.
People didn't have cuts after it.
That's the thing, because there is a point where something bad can happen, and then what happens when you can't go on? Like you stop.
Yeah.
And then
the show stopped.
Maybe the curtain goes down, and then
we had another almost show stop, didn't we, in Greece?
Did we? When was that?
We
did.
I think it was Thursday night, because something always goes wrong on Thursday.
Yeah.
We had our dry ice machine for Beauty School Dropout. And the tabs were meant to open, and the stage was flooded with dry ice. But on this particular night, someone put loads and loads and loads of dry ice in. So when it faded, the stage was flooded.
Yeah, there was a massive puddle on the stage.
I was stood in the wings because I was Roger, about to run on with my pants off or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I just saw these dancers on the stage, like trying not to fall over and slip. In high school, we also had we also set a small part of set on fire. It was a very small fire. Was my word!
Do you know what? That's that makes me think of what was it? When Les Mis was on tour in Cardiff before coronavirus.
Yes.
One of the Javers walked over the barricade and set it on
with
fire
the
with
stick.
a torch. Yeah, a torch on a stick.
That was a showstop, wasn't it?
That
I read
was
about
definitely a showstop.
Cool. Fire on stage in general, that's not fun.
Scary. Very scary.
It's scary.
Even if
because
it's
lots can go wrong,
even
especially
if it's like
just sets all
controlled
wood.
fire. Even if it's like a pyrotechnic, like we had that when we did Les Mis, we had pyrotechnics, which was scary, definitely to say the least. because
especially if you look them straight in the eye.
yeah, oh god. But definitely no, that was a
Yeah.
fire equals scary in
I
a
don't know
nutshell.
what I'd do in that situation if you're like on stage. Like, let's say we're on stage in the barricade scene. Take us back to our production of Les Mis, and like a bit of the barricade sets on fire. What do you do in that
Oh
scenario?
no! Oh my god! Wait, he said an actor's wig went on fire from a pyro once or so. Now
What
what do
does
you do
the amount of
then?
dramatic stuff in your life?
Blimey! Oh my god! Honestly, I'm jealous of this guy's career. Honestly, he's
Got a
seen it
little,
all.
got so
Glass
much drama
falling
going on here,
down,
don't
set
we?
falling down, hair catching on fire.
I think
It's
that's just to be expected in the theatre. You've
anything can
been in
happen.
production for a very long time. That's really
Blimey.
cool. Blimey, yeah.
We should. That's one thing I was going to say. Actually, an episode on the industry we were going to do as well, weren't we? That would be.
Yeah,
Need to do a bit of homework for that.
especially
But
how the industry's going to cope after the no-no
COVID,
virus
yeah, the
goes.
little. Yeah. Right. Should we do one more, maybe?
Let's go with one more and see
One
how we
more.
go.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about whatever else rubbish we wrote down.
Okay. What's this one say? Ooh. Okay. Okay. I was a lead in one of the storylines in the play. I don't know what play. I mean, maybe. Is that a reference?
Maybe there's a play called The Play.
I was leading one of the storylines in the play. No,
Right,
no
yeah.
given. The other lead and I got into a fight and didn't rehearse together because of it. We had learned the lines an hour before the curtains opened. No one except the cast noticed. Wow.
That is brilliant.
That
I love
is
that.
amazing.
That reminds me of like Swings as well.
Definitely, because swings have got to come on at any given moment. But especially if you learn a whole script an hour before,
Like,
how does
we
someone
always
do
have-
that?
We always have this conversation of if right now you got the script for Les Mis and they said in an hour we need you to do the show, could you do it?
Yeah. Oh my god, definitely, all day, every day.
Oh. And that's especially after being like in a fight with someone. I thought that was going to turn out they had like a fight scene on stage and they punched each other in the
Oh
face.
god, could you imagine? That would be. Oh.
That's why we have fight calls, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. I was thinking actually when. I don't know, you get on a Broadway show or a West End show. If you're given a part, like how does... Because, I don't know, I'm using Be More Chill for example. They had 2 weeks of rehearsal, 2 or 3 weeks of rehearsals.
Yeah.
How would you learn your lines in that time?
See, whenever I learn lines, I just get the book and I just read it. And like you just read it over and over.
Well, yeah,
But how
do you get it
So
mesmerised?
yeah.
Because
It might be alright for like a normal actor playing one character.
yeah.
But imagine being understudy, 3
And
characters, swing,
And the thing
a
is, it's
million
not
tracks.
just your lines. You need to know your cues and like how
Yeah,
your lines
cue
interact with
lines.
other people. Exactly.
Cue lines, funny one that. Never know them.
I
Right,
love
I
'em.
think we should move back on to talk about this new age of musicals.
New
Enjoyed that
age.
theatre confession.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have one or two at the end before we stop.
Maybe, because I'm enjoying it a little bit.
And remember, everyone, this is only our first episode, so we hope it doesn't go wrong.
Yeah, let's
So
hope.
please
Right.
forgive us if we're wrong.
So in that case, concept albums, I think is a nice subject.
Tell me about them because I don't know many, to be honest.
That's the thing. I had to do a bit of homework before this episode and found a couple of literally a couple, found 2 musical theatre concept albums, which is basically you've got an idea for a musical and you know someone who's musically inclined. You've got the script and you want to give it a go and see how it turns out. So it's basically before a workshop, you've got your concept album.
It's like it comes with the workshop, doesn't it? Sometimes.
Yeah,
as well.
sometimes it comes with.
But it's like what Jamie released. Everyone's talking about Jamie. That is. They released their concept album with like 3 or 4 songs on.
Yeah.
I think.
So you get a few songs, and in doing that, you see how easy it is to sort of come up with an idea. If you can make an idea long enough out of it to make a show with, and then when you make that, obviously you take it to a producer and then organise, if they like it, organise a workshop, bring in an audience. If that works, little product and so on. I'm sure.
Yeah.
So in terms of current concept albums, I had a look. There's one of them called Frankie the Musical. And it's weird because you know, you can make an idea out of anything these days, and
Yeah.
if you've
Talking
got the
about
right
going back to
elements,
like
anything could
going back
be.
to like the original writing.
Exactly, and I don't think this has any source material either, so it's like completely original. Um, Let me think. Who's it written by? I've got. It's written by Elise Mara, I think. Frankie the Musical. I'm pretty sure. It is about the heartening story of a teen lesbian struggling with her own coming of age while she is forced to stand in for her mentally checked out mother. So obviously, you know, theatre draws in a lot of young people from the amount of relatability or, you know,
Yeah.
taboo issues that they have in their lives. So definitely mental health is the main keystone there. So it is it does sound like a managing no, it does sound like a prime factor that would, you know, drag in
And a
a
big
younger
issue.
audience. It is a big issue, exactly. So especially, you know, people who might not have had the best upbringing, it's all about what you can relate to as an audience member. So far, you know, that story idea alone, it has musical potential, but it also sounds like it could work out as a play. Do you know what I mean? I think it could go either way.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't listened to it all.
No.
I don't know. I just know it's a new coming of age musical about lesbians.
Yeah.
But that does sound like a lot of the new musicals. Because in this new age, new era, most of musicals are coming of age.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've got Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah.
I wrote some down. No, I didn't. Dear Evan Hansen, The Prom. Everybody's talking about Jamie.
Uh-huh.
I can't think of any more.
That's the thing,
The
though.
Prom, everybody's talking about Jamie.
Musicals like
Something
that,
else.
they normally... The common factor I can pick out from all of those, it's the... I don't know, sort of exploration of yourself and your own identity.
Yeah.
So, Dear Evan Hansen
Be More
has
Chill.
his... Yeah, Be More Chill. Evan Hansen's got his social anxiety. Be More Chill, it's all about your identity, how you fit in. The Prom, it's about a lesbian couple who aren't allowed to dance at the prom together, in sort of about your identity in society. And this is kind of this Frankie the Musical. It kind of picks elements from every bit of that, and, you know, if you give it the right, I don't know, soundtrack or script, it could work as a musical, I think.
Yeah. But wouldn't you say, right, so if we're saying that this new age of musicals is all about coming of age, couldn't you say all musicals are about coming of age? Because if I'm being honest, there's not one I can think of off the top of my head that I know of.
That isn't coming of age. I could say King
But
Kong.
Les Mis, King Kong. No, you can't. I can't remember the woman's name. The main
And Darrow, wasn't it?
antagonist.
And Darrow.
Yeah. Could you say she's? Because from the start to the end, she's completely different. Really, she's that wannabe.
Yeah. What happens to her at the end of King Kong?
King Kong gets shot off the Empire State Building.
Yeah, no.
Is it Empire State? Yeah.
Yeah. What happens to her? Though?
I don't know what happened to her.
Well, I'm sure what you can infer is that, you know, she must have had some change of heart, definitely.
Yeah.
After your best friend.
If our
Monkey
King Kong
dies.
expert is still here,
Yeah, please let
can you
us
just
know.
remind us what happens?
Brilliant. On sort of that subject of coming of age musicals, there is another concept album called Starry, which is getting a lot of traction now. It's a story of Vincent van Gogh and his brother and his journey to, like, becoming, you know, like, expressing his feelings into his art. And that does sound very coming of age, because it's trying to find, you know, your feelings and how you know, express them. And, you know, since Vincent van Gogh's an artist, you know, and he's had all these things happen in his life, like he cut off his own ear, for God's sake. Catfish as well. That's
Catfish, that's the one I've heard about. I've heard one of the songs. I can't remember what it's called.
I don't quite know what Catfish is about, though. I've just seen it.
I think
everywhere.
all I know of it at the moment, it's written by the guy who runs the Facebook group, the Musical Theatre Appreciation Society.
Oh, is it really?
As far as I'm aware.
Wowee.
I can't remember his name, but Catfish. It's about, like, being online and social media, like having a catfish.
Yeah, because there was the hashtag West End Sings Catfish, and it was like West End stars doing their bit and coming together and all that.
I don't know much about it. I've heard one of the songs.
Oh, it's about a girl who gets catfished. So
yeah,
okay.
That's all I know about it. And there's definitely got to be more story than that.
Of course.
But that's like your main plot,
Yeah,
isn't it?
definitely. So that's about as much as I know about concept albums at the moment. I'm not too
No, there's not
knowledgeable.
much. I don't know if there's much coming out at the moment. Well, actually, there might be more because everyone's at home.
Yeah, there's always new
There
work,
must be more
and
writing going on at least. I don't know about releasing,
definitely like I think
but there's not loads of musical workshops actually taking place, or any taking place, unless it's on
I
Zoom.
think Andrew Lloyd Webber's still working on his take on Cinderella at the
Cinderella.
moment. Yep.
I think they're having a break from their rehearsals though because Carrie's was technically meant to be back in Les Mis.
I think so. I don't know what the situation is. I think I think he's doing the final touches on the script, and then
Yeah, I know they've pushed it back to
yeah,
August to
they
release.
pushed it back. But yeah,
Of course.
were rehearsals meant to start? No, wait, hold on. Was Carrie Ann Fletcher leaving Les Mis to do rehearsals, or was that after?
No, she was leaving to do John Owen Jones's tour. She was on that, wasn't she?
I don't know.
I
I
think.
don't know.
I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she was going on John Owen Jones's tour,
Okay.
and then rehearsals for Cinderella.
Oh,
But
on the
yeah,
subject of coming of age, we've got Human Visitors saying, I think the proper coming of age definition is more based on growing up from childhood through adolescence and into adulthood. Definitely has become a more popular subject matter for theatre. Yeah,
yeah.
that's the thing, because honestly, when I hear the sort of thing coming of age, like, have you seen the film Stand By Me?
No, no.
Oh, right, so
Sorry.
it's alright. It's like the horror franchise. That's technically like a coming of age if you think about it, because it's all the boys and they live
Yeah,
in a lonely
yeah.
town,
The
and then
franchise.
they have to grow up and then fight Pennywise, and then they get a strong bond after that.
No, you're not funny and scary, clown.
Yeah, I never got that. At the end of It Chaps, they just bully
Yeah.
Pennywise. Never got that.
The musical I think of as coming of age the most is Kinky Boots.
Really?
Right at the start, you have Lola or Simon and Charlie. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
They have
I think
Simon and Charlie at the start as kids,
they
and
do,
like
don't
being
they?
and like not being proud. They have their dads not like being proud of them or accepting of them.
Here's a
And then
question:
towards
Blood
the end,
Brothers.
you get that.
In that case, would we call that coming of age? Because it's their whole life journey. It's sort of coming of age, I reckon. Might be.
I don't know because a lot coming of age. Or
It's a tricky one because
it's like the difference and the change, but throughout Blood Brothers, they're always shown as good, not good, bad, but poor, rich, and the social divide. I probably should not have said good, bad. I did not mean that. But like the poorer and the richer, and they've got that divide between them.
I'd definitely say something like Be More Chill. That's coming of age for sure, because
Yeah,
it's, he's a teenager and he's trying to find his place in the world. So that's definitely
that's
adolescence.
still him going through like going adolescence. I feel it's more. Yeah, Blood Brothers a little bit.
It's yeah.
Would you
nature
say
versus
Blood
nurture.
Brothers feels like a political statement?
That's the thing. If I remember from GCSE English when we looked at Blood Brothers, was Willie Russell. He was was he a broadcaster? No.
I don't remember.
I don't know. It was. I know for a fact Blood Brothers was a statement on social class and nature versus nurture, and
Yeah.
how people should have equal opportunities. So I don't know how political that statement is, but it definitely had a social message for sure.
Yeah, not political, but a social message. I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay.
It's trying to make like change, wasn't it?
Yeah. Right. So I guess I should say more or less on the subject of what is it? Sort of coming of age and adolescence. You've got the kinds of musicals that have adolescents as their target range. So for example, but they do that not by the things they write, but by the cast they choose. So stunt casting, for example, getting more popular figures to be in the shows, either to get more audience members. Stunt casters, yeah.
Yeah,
So Waitress casting Joe Sugg, the YouTuber, as Ogie.
yeah.
That was definitely a big move.
There was definitely stunt casting there, but I think Joe was right for the role.
He's got the right personality, I think, for Ogie, and I think they saw that when they auditioned him.
But then you've got wait, who else was casting Waitress?
Colleen Bollinger.
I can't say her name. Colleen Miranda and Todd Shakur.
Yeah.
I think that. I don't know about Colleen because I obviously didn't watch it, but Todrick, I don't see him as Ogie.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of, I kind of click with him as Oki. I kind of get him as.
See, I thought he would have been more of like a doctor, the Doctor, Pomater, or
I
whatever
think
his
he's a
name
bit
is.
too, because that's the thing. Ogie's you've got to have that natural quirky personality, and I think
Yeah,
as a
that's true.
YouTuber, Todrick's,
And he got
he's
on with their best friends, aren't they?
yeah, they are. So it kind of makes sense already.
Yeah, but there's still that element of stunt casting there.
Yeah,
But then you've got that stunt casting that works, obviously.
exactly.
Like Jeremy Jordan went
If you
in.
need that chemistry, exactly.
Jeremy Jordan went in as well as the Doctor.
Yeah, blimey.
And let's be honest, Jeremy Jordan can play most
You can do
characters.
anything, Jeremy Jordan, man of the world.
I was going to say something. Waitress, coming of age, stunt car. Right, Mean Girls. Did you hear about this?
No.
I'm going to check. I'm saying this right, because I don't want to say it wrong. Cameron Dallas. It was Cameron Dallas. He went into Mean Girls. I don't know who he played, but apparently he was awful.
Really? I
because
know
of
there was that
this
whole
stunt
drama
casting.
with Barrett Wilbert Reed or whatever. The
Yeah.
one who played Veronica in Off Broadway Heathers. There was a whole not really like a scan. It was like she made a whole post on Twitter detailing how like people don't have. It's not people's right to come up to her at stage door. Like it's her. There was a whole thing about her privacy and how nobody has the right to come up to her and things like that.
Moving
That
on to
caused a lot of
stage
backlash.
door, are we?
Yeah, yeah.
That Yeah, but everyone's got their privacy at stage door. It's not on. It's not a meet and greet. So many actors and YouTubers who are actors have made videos on the stage door. So I don't feel very
Definitely.
qualified to say.
How do you guys feel
that.
about Joe Sugg on Waitress West End? I mean, I didn't see him. I've heard a clip of him. He's not. I mean, granted, he isn't the best singer, but he hasn't had any training, so
He worked. He
it-
worked for it.
It clicked. It clicked. Yeah.
I approved of that decision. Sarah Bareilles went in. She was really good, though.
Yeah, she was good. She was good. Definitely.
Because you watch her and you think she is Jenna.
Well,
Because
she
the
wrote.
whole show's
She
come
wrote the
from
music,
her mind.
so
Yeah.
it automatically works. I guess you'd say.
Cameron Dallas. There was another stunt casting as well, but I can't remember off the top of my head. David Hasselhoff went into 9 to 5.
9 to 5. Yes, he did, didn't he? Blimey.
Apparently, I don't know if this is true, but he left early because no one liked him.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's true. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
But
Brendan Urie.
Brendan
on Kinky Boots.
Urie, yes.
Yeah, damn.
He was really good in that, though.
I didn't get to see
Who
him.
else? No, I didn't see him. But I've heard he was really good in it.
Yeah.
Brendan Urie. I'm trying to think of people, but I can't just.
I think that's more or less. They're the main ones, at least, anyway.
You know, there was this whole thing. It wasn't stunt casting, but it was like a mix of social media to promote a show. Have you ever watched Legally Blonde: The Search for Next Woods?
No, I haven't.
So, Broadway, Laura Bell Bundy, I think that's how you say her name. Sorry if I don't. She was leaving the show, and she's like a big, massive star. And she leaves, and they put on this sitcom like X Factor, but just to find someone to play Elle Woods.
Yeah. Oh.
So it was a great series.
Yeah.
Someone called Bailey Hanks won, but then there was a lot of backlash because no one liked Bailey on the show because like as a reality star.
Oh.
So then she never got respected
I
as
think
Elle, and the show closed early.
Ages ago, they did that here in the UK with
Oh
Any
yeah,
Dream Will
yeah.
Do, and they were trying to find the next Joseph.
I think they did one for Greece as well.
Yeah. Oh,
I watched the Greece clip
Brilliant.
before.
Love a bit of Brendan.
Todrick is Lola. Todrick was really good as Lola, I think.
Yeah.
In
It's
Kinky
that
Boots.
quirky personality.
It's him, isn't it?
Exactly.
But yeah, I was saying. What was I saying? Something,
have
and
you
then
lost
yes,
it?
that's correct.
Brilliant.
I don't know what I was saying, but we're gonna pretend to just finish
Alright,
whatever.
okay. Right, well. Are we Are we covered on that side of things?
How long have we been going for?
We've been going for an hour and 3 minutes. We've been
I'm
non-stop.
impressed with that, you know.
I'm impressed. That was pretty good as far as things go, I think.
I think so. I think we should have a couple more. Let's go with 2 more theatre confessions.
2 more confessions, and then we'll
we'll talk about what's coming up next week on episodes.
Okay, right. Let's have a scroll through, shall we? Okay.
Pick some juicy ones.
Okay, I'll try and find it. Ooh.
Make sure you DM some theatre confessions in for next week if you want them ready.
Yep. Okay. Okay. You know, this one's sort of like a. I literally fell off the stage and the ambulance had to come, and also this is because this girl basically tripped while we were rehearsing for Hairspray. So is that
what? So she fell off the stage.
So hold on. It says I literally fell off a stage, and the ambulance had to go. Oh, so I think at the same time someone must have tripped and hurt themselves badly, but then also
she fell off the stage.
She fell off the stage.
That's just that's an unfortunate theatre event. That's a story that someone will always have.
Yeah, that's in the same day.
I don't think I've ever fallen. Oh no, I fell off the ladder when we did Guides and Dolls.
Oh, right.
That was the most dramatic fall story. It wasn't very dramatic.
Ooh, okay. Right, Les Mis fans.
I'd say a juicy one.
Les Mis fans, right, listen up. Okay. I was in Les Mis. I was Cosette, my best friend was Eponine, and her crush was Marius.
Wow, this is like Les Mis in real life.
Yeah, he ended up leaving her to be with me, and we've been together for 1.5 years now. So
that is literally Les Mis in real life.
Marius got with Cosette.
I feel like there's always with like high school directors. There's always that love. Let's do some love matching. Like, we know those two like each other.
Who would be the best kisser to kiss?
Yeah,
exactly.
Should we go with one more confession?
One more, right? Let's try and find a goody one. Okay. Now we've done that one. Oh, come on now. Right. Oh, that's long. Okay. Right. Okay. No, here's one. Here's one. Oh, I've bloody lost it now. Found out. Here we go. Okay. Interesting debate for this one. Okay. So basically, a few years back, I found out I didn't get the lead in our school production of School of Rock. I was determined to get the role, and only 2 people auditioned, me and this other guy. Now, I'm a girl, and we both wanted to play Dewey, and I was in the audition, guitar in hand, solos down, everything. So she could perfectly play guitar, so she had all the skills for it.
And I have a feeling this guy's going to come in a minute who didn't practice.
I went to the audition, guitar in hand, solos down, everything. Yet he didn't know the words, and I had practiced for months. When they announced the cast, this guy's name comes up, and he landed the part of Dewey. Turns out he cried to the drama teacher for a solid hour that it wasn't fair that I auditioned for the role because I'm a girl, and girls can't play guy parts, quotation marks. That same guy never turned up to rehearsals, so I always had to cover him. And I never got to play the role.
That's another thing. You've got to cast who's best for the role, not who's the director's favourite. Right. I think we'll call it there.
You reckon? Yep. Okay.
Do we call it there?
I think we should.
So we're going for an hour and nearly 10 minutes. So thank you everyone for joining in.
Thank you very much. It's been great. We've had theatre connections. We've had
we've had everything going on.
Human Visitor is now following. Thank you very much.
Yes,
and we've got the Hamilton GIF. What a brilliant send-off.
Thank you very much. Make sure you all tune in next week at 8 o'clock on Thursday or wherever you are.
Definitely.
Same time next week, yeah? For the Battle of the Fans, where we're going to be looking at different fandoms. Again, we'll probably cross into TikTok again. And what makes you a theatre fan? What makes you a fake theatre fan? What makes you a theatre kid? Can you be a theatre kid if you're not an actor? And all that jazz.
Exactly right. So, that's everything from me. Is that everything from you?
That's everything from me. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Well, we just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. We really hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back same time next week where we talk about Battle of the Fans. And on that note, it's a goodbye from me.
See you next. And it's a goodbye from me too.
Right.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.
See you next week.
See you next week. Bye-bye.